we're going to see him weather the storm. He's just that good and that sharp. I don't know if this guy can touch him. I think that this guy is tough. B is tough, strong, but...
You've seen Boots in the gym. How good is he?
He's the best gym fighter.
Too athletic.
Yes.
Boots is too good.
Yes.
Boots is too strong.
Yes.
This is not bro. This is a different level.
Yes.
Boots is gonna take this kid to school.
Yes.
And then everybody's gonna be taking back all they said about Boots.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Boots.
Jaron Ennis and Xander Zayas are both locked into high-intensity training camps with preparation pointing toward a fast, explosive clash. The build-up suggests a fight driven by pace and action from start to finish.
You went to school? Dude, you had fun? I guess.
Boost just finished boxing and training. Did you train today? How many push-ups you?
Ennis is refining his game with shadowboxing, focusing on speed, movement, and clean combination. He stays relaxed and locked in as he builds toward his next fight. Jaron Ennis made it clear he saw himself as the dominant force and wasn't concerned about his opponent's confidence.
I don't know. With me, it don't matter. You know, like I said, this is my division, and no matter how much confidence he got, this is my division. And I might just show the world and stamp it come June 27th.
And look, you've been in a lot of big fights, right, in the Philadelphia area where there's Atlantic City, big crowds there. But what I'm excited about is you're finally getting a big fight on a big stage that you've been, deserving. How big is this for you to finally have a fight, right, where it's going to be everyone's watching for it? This is going to crown you as the next big thing in boxing. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is, I'm excited. This is what I've been waiting for, and being on a big stage, and y'all know when a big fight is in hand.
On the other side, Xander Zayas is also locked in, sharpening his jab to control range and set the rhythm of the fight. Zayas appears just as prepared both mentally and physically heading into the big fight. He looks focused and locked in, showing the same level of seriousness in his training camp as he builds toward the matchup.
Because I wake up every day and I can look at myself in the mirror, and I don't need 10 people behind me telling me I'm the best. I know I'm the best. I live with that in my head. I go about my business with that in my head. He needs 10 people approval. He needs everybody to approve to him that he's the best. Even in the corner, when the corner is not comfortable, he doesn't look comfortable. When the corner gives an instruction, he don't pay attention to his corner. He's never focused. He needs 10 people telling him that he's the best, that he needs to do this, he needs to do that. When those 10 people run out of options or run out of answers, I will always be there for him. I will always be there for him.
One of the things that has been wanted a lot that I think fight fans will get in this fight is they wanted to see offense coming back at Boots.
Xander Zayas' team is confident he is fully prepared for Jaron Ennis, highlighting improvements in speed, discipline, and fight IQ. They believe his structured camp and refined technique have him both mentally and physically ready for the challenge.
He's going to bring everything he has, and I believe that he's going to leave it all in the ring. And I think that the one thing that we know here is we don't overlook anything. We have a tremendous amount of respect for what he's going to bring in there, but we also know what Xander's going to bring in there.
Meanwhile, Jaron Ennis pushes back against criticism of his defense, arguing that others absorb similar punishment without the same attention. He maintains that his speed, power, and ring IQ are being overlooked and believes the real gap will become clear once the fight starts.
Recently said, Boots, and this is a quote, you quote, eat every straight punch and every hook. What do you think about that criticism from Xander of your defense?
Did y'all watch Xander?
Yeah, of course.
Did y'all watch Xander? He get hit a lot. He get a lot, and I don't know what like these narratives that everybody keeps saying. I get hit this, that, and the third. I still get hit less than everybody's favorite fighter, and straight like that. But these guys want to put they got to find something to talk about, you know, because when you great at everything, you know, they just pick one thing, you know. Like I said, he gonna see firsthand though. It's different when you're in there with me. And I told him this at the press conference. I'm like, it's different when you're in there. I'm a lot faster than what you think. I'm a lot stronger than what you think. My ring IQ is way higher than what you think. I punch a lot harder. It's gonna be real different in there for him, and he gonna see why.
Xander Zayas maintains that his mindset hasn't changed, keeping the same hunger and focus that drives him daily. He credits constant reminders from his father for keeping him locked in and confident that everything remains within reach. He views this as another major opportunity to prove himself and plans to fully capitalize on it.
You're the multi-belt holder. What's your mindset going into this matchup versus?
Man, same focus, same hungriness, same just wanting to take on the world, you know? It's like my dad always tells me. He wakes me up with the same quote every single day. The world is yours. Now it's for me to take it. Now it's for me to take advantage of it. And come June 27th, I will do that one more time. There's nothing different. I have the same hungriness, the same focus, and I have the ability, I have everything to take advantage of this fight, and I'm going to do it come June 27th.
Meanwhile, Max Kellerman believes Xander Zayas is taking a major risk by facing Jaron Ennis with both his title and standing at stake. He calls it a defining test against one of the division's top threats.
Xander, you're right. You got to give him props. Is when you have a built-in fan base. In other words, it's not just that you're of a certain ethnic or national group, but you're undefeated. You've been groomed and promoted as maybe the future star that group's fan base will follow. You're risking a lot because you have a built-in economic engine behind you. And when you're a guy who can be put in a position to pick and choose, and you choose Boots, Gabe, what does that say?
Absolutely. This is a fight he definitely didn't have to take, man. You know, he's a 2-division champion right now. And for him to choose the toughest guy on paper right now, I mean, skill-wise, Boots, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. He could have went a different route, but he chose the best.
However, Jaron Ennis explains that Xander Zayas didn't actively call for the fight, with the matchup coming together after talks with Virgil Ortiz broke down. He believes Zayas simply accepted the opportunity when it opened up, but still gives him credit for not backing away from the challenge, and sees the fight as an important moment in his debut at 154 pounds.
He ain't choose to fight me. I told Eddie and them to go get him. You know, after, negotiations or whatever fell through with, Ortiz and things like that. I told Eddie and my team, I'm like, yo, go make sure y'all go get Zayas next for me if we can't get the Ortiz situation. And that's what they did for me. But I appreciate him for accepting the fight, because he didn't have to take this fight. He could have forced somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, if you are a young, up-and-coming, undefeated Puerto Rican fighter with a belt, you have some economic engine behind you, right? And that puts you in a position to pick and choose. So if you're Zayas, the fact that he says yes to you, that says something about his confidence right now, doesn't it?
I don't know. With me, it don't matter. Like I said, this is my division, and no matter how much confidence he got, this is my division, and I might just show the world and stamp it come June 20th.
On the other hand, Sergio Mora breaks down the matchup between Boots and his opponent, noting Boots' relaxed swagger and confidence entering the fight. He praises his composure in the moment, especially against a potential pound-for-pound level challenge, but warns against any complacency. Mora highlights the hunger and physical advantages on the other side, suggesting that overconfidence could be the key factor that leads to Boots getting exposed.
Boots more, more chill with a little bit more swagger. striker. You know, he's a little bit more, you know, soft with his comebacks. But no, he was brimming with confidence, and him and Zayas were going back and forth, and I think Zayas handled it perfectly. You know, for a 23-year-old champion who hasn't really been against the best, he's facing somebody that's potentially pound for pound one of the best, and Zayas handled it. He handled it with flying colors, man. And I think Boots better respect what he has in front of him. Even though the measurements stay the same, I saw a bigger, younger fighter motivated to do something great in Zayas. And if Boots is not careful and is a little bit too much overconfident, then this is a type of fight where he can be exposed.
Angelo Leo also praises Xander Zayas for his composure under pressure at a young age and his rise to unified champion status. He highlights Zayas' confidence and willingness to face anyone in a competitive division. While acknowledging Jaron Ennis as a dangerous opponent, he still leans towards Zayas edging a close fight.
Doing all this, you know, he's down to fight whoever, when. And he's already 23 years old. He's already a unified champion, and I like that about him. You know, he's not afraid to, you know, get his feet wet in this division. So, but Boots, you know, Boots is a tremendous fighter, very skilled as well. I'm gonna go with. It's a tough one. I'm gonna go with.
Angelo Leo feels Xander Zayas' footwork could disrupt Jaron Ennis' rhythm in their matchup. He believes Zayas offers a more refined version of the mobile style Ennis has previously faced.
He's got pretty good footwork. And I think that could offset Boots' style. You know, according to how he's dealt with movers in the past.
Like Chukazan?
Yeah,
Karen
exactly. Fighters like him, I think Boots is Zayas, he's got that and a little bit more than Karen.
On the contrary, Timothy Bradley raises concerns over Xander Zayas' weight cut, suggesting his natural size may be forcing a draining cut to make the limit. He warns this could affect Zayas' stamina, particularly in the later rounds where fatigue tends to show. Bradley believes top-level opponents will look to exploit that potential weakness.
You can look at me and tell I love to eat, but yeah, but see, the problem is he be pulling all that weight. 25, 30 pounds off. Man, I watched that interview yesterday, and I seen how big Xander lifts was. I said, God damn, that boy got some big-ass lift. Head is big as hell. Neck was fat. I'm like, God, this dude is big. He look like he about 175. And he come all the way down to 54. That drains him. That drains him. And it pulls from his legs, and in the later rounds, he started to get fatigued, and I noticed that. I even noticed that in the last fight. You know, he tried to keep it together with good technique, but he can't hide that.
Adding to his thoughts, Timothy Bradley breaks down Jaron Ennis as a dangerous pressure fighter who blends movement, angles, and head movement before exploding with power shot. He highlights Ennis' ability to step up late in exchanges and punish defensive lapses with heavy punches. Bradley also warns that small defensive mistakes like dropped hands could be costly under that level of pressure.
Occasionally he will follow his once he, if he goes Xander pulls out left, he'll try to, meet him with a left hook or meet him with a right hand. But, it wasn't nothing that was like crazy, with head movement. The that Boots gonna be doing, all that head movement and sliding, tucking and moving on angles and Boots, that's what Boots gonna attack is late. And Boots got power. He got major power, man. And there's spots where I see Xander, he just gets himself in some spots, man. He drops his hands a lot. I see too much exposure on that left side. Way too much exposure on that left side. He gonna have to keep that motherfucking left hand glued to his face because that overhand right of Boots is leaking.
In another interview, Tim Bradley added that Xander Zayas' confidence is built on detailed study of Jaron Ennis. He notes that Zayas has analyzed Ennis' patterns and identified potential openings in both exchanges and defense, suggesting his approach is grounded in tactical preparation rather than hype.
Listen to me. Xander Zayas, he always 100% correct with his assessment. Oh, he be on point. He be telling me in the fighter meetings when I used to call his fights, he tell me exactly what he gonna do, and he go in there and he does it. I seen that damn interview he just did, and he talk about all the mistakes and weaknesses and flaws and shit. that Boots be making? Yeah, he see the same shit I see. He see the same shit I see.
Meanwhile, Chris Mannix analyzes Xander Zayas' approach against Boots, suggesting a more aggressive game plan and higher pace. He highlights Boots' strength as a counter-puncher under pressure and notes that similar tactics from past opponents have been neutralized before.
Some conversations that I had with people around him told me that they want to be a more offensive-oriented fighter. But we've seen when guys come at Jaron Ennis, he is an excellent counterpuncher. He's excellent fighting, going backwards. He kind of eats up that style. Now, maybe Xander and his team can say he's never done that against a guy on my level. That's probably true.
Furthermore, Rolando Romero sees Xander Zayas as a young, skilled contender with strong potential and steady improvement. Still, he leans toward Jaron Ennis, citing his greater experience, ring maturity, and proven success at a higher level.
Now, given that situation, it kind of opened up the door for Xander to walk in to get Boots. Xander put a picture out that he signed a contract to fight. No one knows who the opponent is, but the speculation is it's Boots. How do you see that fight going?
I mean, shoot, it's hard to really go against Boots because on that one with specifically Xander, you know, I feel Xander's still young, you know? Boots is a lot older and has a lot more experience.
Gary Russell Jr. considers Xander Zayas a real danger for Jaron Ennis, pointing to his crisp combinations and consistent output. He also believes Zayas carries enough power to make the fight highly competitive.
Hey, hold on now. Hold on now. Now, Xander, shorty nice. He nice. He nice. I would hate for it to be an upset. I'm going with Boots.
Gary Russell Jr. warns that Jaron Ennis can't afford any flashy or reckless moments in the fight against Xander Zayas. He explains that at this level, even a small lapse in focus can shift the momentum instantly. Russell believes Zayas is sharp enough to recognize and exploit any opening, turning a brief mistake into a serious threat.
This fight, he gonna punch in numbers. He gonna throw combinations. And Boots can't be in that motherfucker trying to do some pretty shit. Cause Shorty can pop too. Shorty can pop too, and if he got you hurt, he gonna...
On the other hand, Eric Gomez backs Jaron Ennis to beat Xander Zayas with full confidence, saying the pick came easily to him. He respects Zayas for taking on a tough challenge at a young stage, but stresses his view is based strictly on boxing analysis. While he calls the matchup competitive on paper, Gomez remains certain about Ennis coming out on top.
I am picking Jaron Boots Ennis to beat Xander Zayas 100%. This is no disrespect, because again, there's a lot to respect about a young Xander who's willing to risk his titles to fight a guy like Jaron Ennis. So I love the fight. Excellent fight. But I do study boxing, and it's always business. It's never nothing personal. It ain't nothing personal. The fans want to know who I'm picking, and I'm telling you who I'm picking. This is not a hard fight for me to land at a prediction.
Expanding on his view, Eric Gomez sticks with his prediction of Jaron Ennis while acknowledging Xander Zayas for taking on a tough fight. He highlights that Zayas didn't take the easy route, choosing a tougher challenge instead. Despite that, Gomez remains unchanged in his evaluation, saying his opinion is shaped by experience and technical reading of the fight.
Period. You can say whatever you want. I'm picking Boots. I've never disrespected Xander. Again, there's a lot to like. He could have fought a ton of other people, but he's taken arguably the toughest fight outside of Sebastian Fundora at 154. So I respect it, but I'll probably make maybe a more detailed video explaining why I favor Boots. You're free. People get mad at my pick. It's very weird. Like, I didn't put all this work in the game to have an opinion. You dig? So for me, I don't care who you pick. You guys be the ones in the comments saying, "Oh, Ego, you're wrong." Cool. Pick who you want to pick.
Adding his view on the matchup, Okoye focuses less on size as a deciding factor and more on the technical matchup itself. He highlights key patterns and tendencies that could shape how the fight unfolds, while also pointing to strategies seen in past fights that have helped opponents extend the contest longer than expected.
At first I was looking at it like, because of Zayas' size,
that it's a good 50-50 fight. I thought, and I wasn't, you know, because I'm not biased, you know what I mean. But because I kind of am familiar with Boots' style, I said let me take a strong look at Zayas, not just his last fight, not just his last 2 fights. I literally spent like the last 2 days. I watched every fight he ever fought that was televised on YouTube, right? So watching his style, I said, okay, certain things I like he got a good left hook, strong. He got pretty good movement, and I said because of the way Karen was able to survive 12 rounds against Boots twice with movement, I said, okay, can Zayas incorporate movement in order to save the...
Expanding on his analysis, Aoe points to a recurring flaw in Xander's style, warning that his natural instincts could be exploited against Boots' timing. After breaking down the tape, he identifies a specific habit that leaves openings defensively. In his view, that technical gap is exactly what a sharp counter-puncher like Boots would target.
I think he probably could, right? But his problem is his strength is his weakness. Zayas likes to exchange, and if you exchange with Boots, I think that's going to be his problem. The thing that he likes to do is the thing that's going to hurt him in this fight, which is exchanging. And then 2, he has a couple of tells that, you know, I think is going to definitely get him hurt. Like when Sparmer, the guy that Roy Jones was training, he was like 20-0. I think you told me that. But when he fought him, Sparmer was catching him with everything, right? But Sparmer just couldn't hurt him. He didn't have the pop to really hurt him, but he was able to catch him with short right hands and left hooks almost all day. And it's because it's certain spots that Zayas gets in where he throws punches from those spots, but he's not really fighting unless he's got...
Rashidi Ellis isn't leaving much doubt about where he stands on Jaron Ennis versus Zaz, backing Ennis to come out on top. He views it as a fairly one-sided matchup in Ennis's favor. Even though he gives Zaz credit as a solid boxer, Ellis believes Ennis is on another level and will pull away clearly. He also made it clear he'd be willing to step in against the winner, showing full confidence in Ennis's dominance.
June 27th in Brooklyn. Who do you have winning, Jaron Ennis or Xander Zayas?
I got Boots beating him.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got Boots beating him.
Tell me, I mean, you say that with no shame, like it's easy work type of thing.
It ain't gonna be easy work. Zayas is a good fighter, but I just think Boots is good to beat him.
Yeah, so close fight, knockout, go the distance?
Nah, I think he's gonna outclass him.
Outclass him?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna knock him. He could. Nah, I don't think he's gonna stop him.
No?
But I'll probably outclass him.
Okay. So, I mean, tell me, what would you say to the winner?
Let's get it on. I want to fight the winner. It's like that.
So you got Jaron Boots Ennis beating Xander Zayas.
I got Boots winning. Hopefully, you know.
That's all we have from today's video, and we hope you enjoyed it. Share your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing